Let's review the process of allocating orders against stock. First, we need to have orders, open orders in the system, okay, with quantities by colors and size. It is important to understand the setups. That's part of another session. We have an order type, and this is basic to allocate. Based on the order type ID, we serve during the allocation process which orders and customer will be served first. And then we have the setup that of course will already have different priorities and order type set up in the system with the order will be allocated. And then of course there is an allocation criteria to follow during the allocation process. First will be order type, second priority, and the third option will be the document date. Inside a customer record, we have a field indicating which will be the allocation warehouse and allocation bin. So when we select the allocation process, the quantities on the order will be transferred to the bin of the customer. These are my items, and then just close the order. And there are two wizards. In this session we cover the allocation against the stock. We enter the warehouse where you have the stock. We enter the style. You can browse all the styles, but in this case we just want to allocate only this style. And then we have all that information that we have in stock. And we have a process called allocation run that based on the setups, priorities, order type, and the criteria that we set up in SAP, we will allocate the orders, the stock to different orders. Once we have that information, we click on the run allocation process, and the system recommends what will be allocated against the stock. The user can review, and if there is an allocate column, a reserve column, and if it is confirmed, click on the allocate option, and then we transfer to the customer bins from the main warehouse or bin. There is an allocation entry where I can check what's been allocated to each one of the customers. Okay, so if we click on the base entry document, we transfer from the main warehouse and bin to the customer bins. And there is a remarks that the document was generated from a stock allocation process, and the quantities are already on the customer bins. By doing that, the stock is reserved to each one of the customers. Now if I go to the product or the style, if I select the stock information in the allocation warehouse, I have all the allocated quantity to the customers, and then I have the remaining quantities on the main warehouse. There is another process called deallocation where I can reverse all transactions in batch or manually from each one of the orders.